Morning everyone, it's 6 in the morning. I've just spent a night wild camping at Creag Meagaidh. It's a national nature reserve in Scotland. It's beautiful here, I love it here. So I thought I'd do a video on the kit that I use, where I bought it, how much I paid for it and everything like that when I go wild camping. This is a hell of a place to spend the night as well. It's one of my favourite places in the whole of Britain, really. It's beautiful, especially when it's completely white in the winter. Snow everywhere. And you go climbing all the peaks. There's 8 different peaks you can climb around here as well. A few different walking trails and miles of area. It's beautiful. But anyway, right. That's the little tent I use, 2-man tent. Van Gogh, and it's a Banshee 300. Van Gogh Banshee 300. I bought it from Go Outdoors in 2018, so I've had it 6 years now. It cost £150 back then, and best tent I've ever had. Excellent, completely waterproof as well. I've used it hundreds and hundreds of times in the last 6 years, walking all over the country, from Cornwall to Scotland, all the coastal footpaths, and it's been everywhere with me. And the main thing is, it's waterproof, and that's what you want from a tent. £150, Go Outdoors, had it 6 years, still like new. Excellent tent, really was, best thing I've bought. So that's the tent I would recommend, a Van Gogh Banshee 300. I dare say they've brought out newer tents since then, but that's the sort of make you want to go for anyway. And then inside, Berghaus sleeping bag. I got the Berghaus Transition. I think they do 3 different types of sleeping bag. You got comfort range, transition, and extreme weather range. So I went for the mid-range one. I got it from Trespass, about £70 I think it was, but I got it in the January sale. So I only paid about 35 for it, and it's excellent. It's so warm. They say it's good for down to about -3, but you keep your clothes on and all that, and pull the toggles and wrap yourself up like in your own little cocoon. It's good for any temperatures in this country anyway. Underneath, just use my sweatshirt as a pillow. I got Berghaus again. It's just one of those little Berghaus Peak self-inflating mat. It's only like about an inch thick once you've blown it up. Well, don't have to blow it up. I always top it up with a bit of blowing it up, but it just takes the edge off the ground if you're on a lumpy, uncomfortable ground. It really does make a difference. It was only about £20 from Trespass. But again, I bought all this in 2018, so I dare say the prices have gone up a little bit now. But Berghaus is a really good make. Well, my waterproof trousers are Berghaus as well. Hydra Shell. I bought these in 2018 as well, and look at them, they're still like new. They're excellent, and they're waterproof. They're so lightweight and waterproof. They were £40 a pair I think in 2018, but I have looked recently and they're about £85 a pair now. But I've had them 6 years and they're like new. They're excellent. So Berghaus is actually a really good make for a lot of outdoor gear. And I've got my little gas stove. I just take the one from in the van. Again, I got that in Trespass. Frying pan, some gas, bottle of water. Got my little kettle over there. Bit of food. I mean, you don't really need much. That's one of those little solar powered lights for about £3 off eBay. And this is what you charge it with. You just plug that into it and leave it outside. You don't even need the sun really. As long as you've got light around, it will charge. Got my booster pack. And I've got my egg torch. Got some baby wipes. Bit of tissue. And to be honest, that's about it. Oh, I've got this rucksack today. It's alright, borderline. It's not really any kind of make at all, really. But it's 120 litres. I've not really used this one before, so I thought I'd try it out. All the gear I've got on me today got in this bag quite easily, actually. The only thing I would say is the back of the top bit. Usually you've got the adjustable straps on the front and on the back, and you haven't on this. If that had the adjustable straps on the back, that would be excellent. But because it hasn't, it's very restrictive. You can't raise the height, so you can't get your tent strapped on the top, which is a shame. Could have got so much more stuff in if that was the case. But for £12.99 on eBay, I'm not complaining. And this sweatshirt over here, Faith is the make. It's really cheap, but inside it's all furry inside. And I'll tell you what, when the temperature plummeted last night, this for £5.99 is so warm. It really was. I had to take it off during the night and use it as a pillow because I got too hot. But the Berghaus sleeping bag is bloody excellent anyway, so it's really insulated and warm. And that is about it. Van Gogh Banshee 300 tent, Berghaus sleeping bag, the Transition 300 I've got, Berghaus airbed, which I don't always bring, to be honest, but it's so super lightweight, it weighs next to nothing. You just shove it in your bag and yeah, something to cook on, and that's it. Off you go camping. And you can wake up in beautiful areas like this. Especially in Scotland with the right to roam, you can go nearly anywhere. There are obviously certain places you're not allowed to go, like I found out yesterday at Loch Creag, but if you're not allowed there, it will state, there'll be a big sign saying no camping. And you don't get that very often, to be honest, so not like in England. Mind you, you can camp on Dartmoor. You've kind of got the right to roam on Dartmoor, only for 2 nights at a time, and you have to move on somewhere else, but you are allowed to camp on Dartmoor, which is in Devon. And I don't think any other part of the country's like that. I might be wrong, but I just love Scotland. Well, don't think I'll be going in there. I just sat in the doorway of my tent last night and just looked at this for about 3 hours. I don't know why, I love it here. Yeah, beautiful area. And this is Creag Meagaidh. There's 3 different walking trails you can follow, with lots of information signs along the way, picnic benches. I think there's actually barbecues down there as well next to the car park. The car park's free. Well, it's a donation car park, so there's toilets down there. There's an information hub. And on all the walks there's lots of viewpoints. Because it's a nature reserve as well, I mean, there's so much wildlife around here and that. Lots of birds, even like big eagles they get round here and all that, and deers and stags and all sorts of animals. And also there's 8 different peaks you can climb as well, so if you're into walking or hiking, mountain climbing, cycling, whatever, I mean, this is a great place to come. And if you climb right up there, doesn't look that steep, but it is. You can go right up over and all around the mountain tops. Plus it goes for miles and miles and miles. You can just walk and walk and walk for days. There's so much up there. I was going to go up there and camp last night, but it was like 20 odd degrees walking here yesterday afternoon with all this gear on my back, and I don't do it that often, so yeah, I had to stop. And this is my favourite spot anyway. This is beautiful here, so thought I'd just stop here. Creag Meagaidh in Scotland, up near Roybridge area. It's not actually that far from Fort William, Ben Nevis and all that stuff. It's only about an hour from that, really. It was only 20 minutes, half hour from Loch Trigg yesterday. All these big open spaces you got and that, and they're all so close to each other as well, so easy to get to. Anyway, the tent, Vango Banshee 300. Sleeping bag is a Berghaus Transition 300. The airbed was a Berghaus Peak self-inflating mat. The rucksack was 120 litre rucksack. That was just a cheapy borderline thing. I'd never used it before actually. Pretty good considering I just got it on eBay for $12.99 I think. Got your little gas stove, kettle, frying pan, metal plate, metal cup, metal everything like I said before. Indestructible. Don't forget to bring a can of gas to cook with. Got a bottle of water. Oh, I got my flask. I made that tea before I set off yesterday at about 2 in the afternoon. It's still hot now. But that's one of those, it's a proper thermos one. It's not worth buying these cheapy rubbish ones that get thermos because, well, they're the best. It says 24 hours it keeps it hot. It actually does. And don't forget your booster pack and your little solar powered light and your head torch. I mean, it's all super lightweight. It's all cheap stuff really as well. And it's just so useful to have. And no matter, because you saw my waterproof trousers in there and that. I didn't bring the coat yesterday. I did risk it. But in Scotland, the weather can just change in an instant. So, I mean, actually it did yesterday when I got here. It was like 23 degrees, and there's me walking along, and it just started raining, and it's like, where's that coming from? Pure blue sky. Yeah. I remember climbing Ben Moor once, and I set off at like 6:30 in the morning. I was like, oh, look at this, pure blue sky, it's lovely. Then the clouds come in, and it started raining, got really windy, then it hailed, then it snowed. I had to hide behind a huge boulder in the end because I couldn't even stand up. The wind got so powerful, I was in like a blizzard. And then the sun come back out again. It's like mental. But that's Scotland for you. It's awesome. You get all the seasons in an hour. Anyway, I'm waffling on now. But that tent, I definitely recommend the Vango Banshee. It's bloody excellent. Right, well, I'm going to have my cup of tea now. Make another bacon sandwich. You'll hear me say that a lot in videos. I drink a lot of tea and I eat a lot of bacon. So, there's breakfast, and it's a 3-hour walk back to the van. And then I'll go somewhere else. Camp somewhere else tonight. Oh, bloody love it here, I do. Anyway, click like and subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you again on one of my other travels. Bye.